held a marathon meeting and came up with nothing. We'll discuss Pep Guardiola as well this week because he says he wants to harm himself. I'm not even sure what's going on. It showed up after Champions League at midweek against Feyenoord with scratches on his head. The man is losing it. At 3-0, I left the game and went to do other things because, hey, nothing is going to happen at 3-0. I came back and the game was 3-3. So Manchester City, really, they are going through it. This weekend, tomorrow, there's Premier League action. On Sunday, they are up against Liverpool Football Club. So we'll discuss that as well and its adjoining issues. And then Bernard Abekotre and his people are doing some football tournament to catch them young, to groom the next batch of superstars. So we'll have them in studio for about 5 or 10 minutes or so at the tail end of the show. Let me put my people on real quick. Nathan Kwa is back in the mix. I don't know, it used to be Soto Steph Curry, but he's moved for Soto, so I don't know if he welcome back Mr. Kwa.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. I heard the very unverified
happy birthday to you. Last week, hold on.
This birthday, Ododopo, this you are going somewhere with this.
I didn't bring the birthday.
No, you are going somewhere with this.
The birthday is 1 week old.
And she know Paco Nabo. The whole of last week I didn't see you. I'm now seeing you.
Give him a 10-second line.
Nathan Kwa,
hey.
Nathan Kwa, Nathan Kwa,
No, I like it when you bring this thing to the show.
It gives it a vibe. It's a vibe.
No more job.
Oh, Charlie, you are blessed.
Amen.
Bless up to Mr. Susu Graham.
Yes,
Champ, what's going on?
Susu G.
I'm just here.
You lost your voice.
No. I'm just, taking my other jobs are starting to get to me.
The research bits are.
No. To get to me,
I get what you mean. Take it.
We're entering a difficult.
I know.
In about 10 to 15 days.
Everybody will see their smoothness level, and our lives will go back to normal.
We'll be fine.
And I have my good friend here, senior colleague Veronica Kome. Vera, what's going on?
Good to be here.
Nice one.
The hardest of all hard women.
Always good to have you here. Always good to have you.
Big pleasure. Pleasure.
Yep. Coach.
When I get to one bar.
No more.
I hate buses. Buses say I can be man.
Nobody has died yet. So nobody, don't do that. Nobody has died yet.
I hate bus. 16 years old bus.
Before you do anything like that, pray for the show first.
Solomon no ni ba ma sole. But is that? No more not we. Solomon no ni nke bote.
Pray first.
Yo was about. We win it so na ma so. Wa kogbele ya che yo manche yile aba. Yo ato beni you ole da ne nke oni fe mo ba na chebo aye. Keja aye jibo denche. Oni fe mo ba na chebo aye. Yo aye fe aye ni gba wona yo wa jemole e pa no jemole e pa no. Amen. Oto ado e ba ya. Look, Keto Kreku, whether you like it or not, Oto Ado will be sacked. You see, it is not about you. In the name of Jesus, it is not about Keto Kreku. It's about Mother Ghana. Ghana is far bigger than Keto Kreku. Ghana is far bigger than Oto Ado. Ghana deserves better than Oto Ado and Keto Kreku. You are working Jomo Ghana. What's all cheap bene? You are one for shiki. You are one for shiki.
Oh, she.
You are one beko ya. Manage woma. Manage henoka ofewo. Be a forward ye. Be over boye. Over hishin over boye dolemi. Come on, man. What's more giri? Kaye bo nu hishin 4 years for wanyo beko ye giri. John Mahama, Excellency, former president. If you lose, you lose. You come again in 4 years if you can. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Vice President, Your Excellency, Papa, who lose, who win, your coin him. You was about Jomo, the former President John Dramani Mahama. Jomo, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the existing Vice President. Jomo Kofi Akpalu mefe. Shut up, mefe Jomo, I'm a very presidential candidate. I'm a town man on me. Ghana be back from Shiki. You know what town Shiki aya, Jemme Baya. No more Pep Guardiola. Ani moto we ekpele ani kumole ekpele ani kumole. E moto we ani kumole ani kumole fenini. Ani moto we akumole fenini. Eketa ani gbe. E ba ma gbe yanle. Pep, after disciplining and scoring teams 10-0, 9-0, today you get small, you want to what? Nketsia, I get a minute and here. Eba come to meta. Eba coach Nimla, I'm ready to accelerate that. Quickly. Yeah, yes, go me, Ket. Yeah, joy. Amen.
Wow. Anyway, I want to ask you something. Your team was in action on Thursday night.
See, I saw your tweet.
Hold on. I've said
this is
hold on.
Yeah,
The team you were playing against. What was
Ben
your name?
said if you are in the trenches, if you are playing football against Abodo,
they are the champions of Norway. They are the champions of Norway.
What is the name of the team you're playing against?
Oh
no, don't relax.
Bodo Glimt.
Why are you laughing? Have you forgotten? Was it a few years ago? Bodo Glimt beat Jose Mourinho's AS 6-1.
You know what kills me about the team Bodo Glimt? The team has it's hyphenated. There's a slash in
yes.
it says Bodo, so you can call it Bodo if you want, or Glimt if you want, or it's together. So is that like a Norwegian alphabet or punctuation?
This guy has the Odegaard's O2. You see, there's a slash.
At least,
Charlie, when you don't play,
at least they are a footballing team.
Charlie,
if you go and play against Noah.
you see, this I should put you in the same WhatsApp group. You Chelsea, United Chelsea.
No,
look at what you are doing.
No. We can't be put.
Liverpool
Europa League.
Liverpool
is different from the conference.
Liverpool were up against Real Madrid. Quick! Everybody mention it. There we go.
That is the champions.
You were up against Bodo Glimt. I can't mention. You can't. You mention the name again. Mention the name.
Bodo Glimt.
Let me get into local issues right away. Big shout outs to our YouTube community for everybody listening over there. And the people they consume the Panorama Power. Big shout outs to the people who consume it live and the people who catch up on the show within the week. So I was at Stanchart in the middle of the week, Charlie. Somebody was watching the thing on YouTube and walking around the building, and then he bumped into me and Achutama said, "Hey, I was just watching the show," and he just showed me Susu Graham and coach's heads. Like he was literally just watching the show. Big shout outs to the people over there, Cadman and Co. But let's get into what's been happening this week. We know that the ESCO and the GFA held a meeting. They said it was a marathon meeting. The key takeaways from that meeting is that it was inconclusive and that Otoado's future remains undecided. They say in their own words that they will continue consultations revolving around his future. And we've heard that there's a very likely chance that there's a technical director coming in. Now, to what extent, to what powers that technical director will have, to what of that, who is
Hey yo, I'm not even gonna lie. I used to call myself an ugly you, but I'm not even an ugly you. I'm a sexy you, you understand? Girl all over the globe wanna up me, you understand?
the assistants especially have been agitating for their money, because I mean, where's our money? We've been working 2 months, 3 months, where's our money? So these are the things we know. I don't want to spend too much time on FA related issues because we sound like broken records. I'll go around the table and everybody will have a take, and then we'll move it on to people who care about their product. Nathan, because you are making a return, I will give you the first take on this. Marathon meeting has happened. inconclusive. Otto stays on the job. We have World Cup qualifiers to play.
Am I surprised? No. Am I disgusted? Yes.
Oh, no, better. Nketsia, did you say he stays in the?
Oh, I mean, as things, he's still the coach.
That is
because they say it is inconclusive, and so he stays in the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that, am I surprised this conclusion was the result? No. But I am very disgusted that no concrete decisions were taken on the future of Otto Addo. I'm surprised because what more is the GFA waiting for? Really? What's the GFA waiting for? For the campaign to go south? For the World Cup campaign to go south? I guess that's what the GFA wants. Because from what we've seen, you know, in terms of the AFCON qualifiers, how Otto Addo still has a job, no matter how short or long that the rest of the time is, I find it quite surprising. He did not pass the test of qualifying the team to the World Cup. The team looked absolutely poor. We played 6 qualifying games. We could not win one.
I believe that's a new record. I don't remember a time. I don't remember a time
in
where
2004,
you as a journalist, you remember that?
No
happening?
way, that hasn't. In 2004, right? In 2004, the last time we failed to make an AFCON, we won at least one game. So we won one, drew one, and I think lost 2 or lost 1. I'm not too sure. But this is very unprecedented. Playing a qualifiers, not winning one game, scoring how many goals in the process? 3 goals. Which national team coach keeps their job after such a performance? Nowhere will any coach be kept after this. And what the reason is that the World Cup qualifiers are in the back. Do we really think that Otto Addo is going to suddenly get better when the World Cup qualifiers resume? What's the guarantee?
He's rather been getting worse.
What's the guarantee?
And they say he took responsibility for the chemistry downturn in the team.
We'll get into that. Of all the coaches that have worked under Keto Kweku or in Keto Kweku's time at GFA boss, Otto's got the worst winning percentage, like 28%, I think 20.7. I'm not too sure. So how does he get to keep his job? And how does this decision not materialize after? How even having a marathon meeting to discuss Otto Addo? It's very glaring that the qualifying series was an absolute fiasco. So there's no way he should be staying in this job. There's no way. Where's the standard? Now, Otto Addo says what? That he was to blame for some of the decisions in terms of the captaincy. It surprises me how he got. Somebody will say it's not a simple decision, but I think that of all the things a coach has on his plate, a captaincy will not rank too high nor too low. It's somewhere in between. You are rather concerned with play style, tactics, blah 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 blah. Then you get to. So for a matter that was, as let me say, straightforward as a captaincy, especially when there was already a framework in place in terms of a hierarchy, how he bundles that one amazes me. And he did not know it was going to cause a problem. That is shocking for somebody who claims that he will not listen to any of us because he worked under Jurgen Klopp, Edin Terzic, and Nuri Sahin. Those 3, have they ever gotten a captaincy decision wrong before?
Let me put on record that Edin Terzic hasn't won anything before. When he came to Dortmund, he didn't win anything. So only Klopp is worth anything, according to Otto Addo.
You also added Matthias Sammer.
Imagine.
You know, so I find it absolutely bizarre that Otto Addo got that part wrong. Right? Why did he not add the tactical part that he could not coach the team? Because clearly in the games we played, we were severely outcoached.
Maybe it's in the 57-page report.
Whatever. And then he goes on to point accusing fingers at players. They didn't come to camp early. Who did not come to arrive in camp early? Who didn't? Who didn't? Unless, of course, national team camps are 2 weeks long, or 2 weeks long, and the players show up 5 days to a game. No way. Some of the reasons were very untenable. Then he cited injuries. I think that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. It was a qualifying series that was poorly handled, and we have paid the ultimate price. A friend of mine told me something. He said, "Now we think we are okay when the draw is done, that is when we'll feel the pain fresh. That, hey, we are actually not going to the AFCON.
Yeah, you'll be watching from your home.
And then it will hit harder when the tournament starts and Ghana is not there.
Yep.
And everybody's
You get reminders every now and then, probably quarterly or, you know.
Oh, the Black Stars are not here. And then when Sudan plays, oh, this was the team that stopped Ghana from going to the AFCON. So, I'm very disappointed. Like I said, very disgusted at the GFA's decision. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Because it's a cop-out. It's a very easy decision to make and say, oh, he has the World Cup qualifiers. Let's not get rid of him. It just highlights the fact that we have no standards. We have no shame. And I wonder if we really want to get better at this football thing. Okay? Because when I look at everything that is happening, there's no sense of urgency.
Nope.
Around missing an AFCON where it was very clear we could qualify, but we did not.
And if you notice, the ministry has still not said a word.
Said anything.
They've not said a word.
The people at the ministry, they are more concerned about going on campaign.
You see, for that one, maybe yes, they've not communicated officially, which is very wrong.
Yep.
But no more like of late, I've been doing some investigation. They've told the people to sack the man. That I can confidently say.
And the GFA
and
doesn't want to.
And that's why they are saying they are inconclusive with their meeting. The meeting has been inconclusive.
The statement, in fact, you finish.
But you see, hold on. What the ministry's trip though, just before you go on, is that one, you owe the man a salary, you owe the man and his assistants money.
Then they sack CK under the same
They
conditions.
did. And then there's also a compensation package in there for Otto that I hear is huge.
Of course, because
a lie. Anybody's there.
No, so it is in there.
It's in
there.
Let me say. There's a clause that says that if he fails to qualify to the AFCON, he should be sacked. But he sacks himself.
Well,
and then that other clause that you are referring to was if he's to qualify the team to the AFCON and the team were to get to the quarterfinals. If you sack him, you pay him that huge sums of money. Those are the clauses in there. There are clauses in there from what maybe if what I have seen is wrong or it's not the correct, but from what
I've heard it's one of the reasons why they are dragging their feet and sacking him.
You when you finish, I'll tell Ghanaians who is preventing the man from being sacked. Who is saying that you have to hold on to him? I'll tell
Ben. So for me, I think that the GFA has not helped its own reputation.
Yeah.
The 10% that is left of it, they haven't helped at all by not being decisive. But like I said, am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised, because they were always going to take the easy way out. They were always going to take the easy way out. Let's see what happens, because now I don't think the sports ministry will say anything 1 week to an election. We never know what that outcome of that election is going to be. If there's a new government, i.e. a new party, they will have a decision to make. If the MPP is maintained through Dr. Baumia, they won't have a decision to make. But I'm like, it's just disappointing that the FA had the chance to make a concrete call on this, start afresh, draw a clean break, resume World Cup qualifiers in 2025, and they decided to do the easy thing, which they always do.
Mr. Graham, I'm sure you've been probably as disgusted by this Otoado retention as Nathan has. You've stated
times that he should resign if he respects himself.
Talk to me about our World Cup chances. That's what worries me.
Before you get to World Cup chance, I want to talk about the key details from the thing. I just want to go through them one by one. So you say injuries to key players affected the performance.
That is a blatant lie.
This qualification, not like we had it over a 6-week period. We played games September, October, November, correct? Each break. Are you telling me that our key players just happened to be injured every time international break came around?
The last match where we had players saying because of injury. More than the other 5 games, every player we needed to be in the team was in the team.
So that's
a lie to begin.
Rubbish. Accepted responsibility for the disunity. So you've accepted that you are part of the problem. That's what you are telling us with point 2. Now, point 3. He believes the team performance didn't match the results, especially at home.
What?
Come on. Come on.
But this is what they've been telling themselves.
Yes.
I mean, Shadow was on radio on other platforms saying the same thing. He was saying the same thing.
It's all rehearsed.
I'm just going to give you a small kind of
It's so
statistical something. I want to just look through our games, and they have a metric called big chances created. So a chance you are reasonably expected to score. Throughout the qualifying campaign, our opponents created more big chances than we did. So that should tell you that we are not. It's not like, okay, maybe we had some games we created more, but on the balance of 6 games,
and we're among the lowest scoring teams in the qualifiers.
No, and that one you can even say, okay, big chances missed. We're missing 2 a game.
Yeah,
that one fair enough. But the point is, the other teams created more big chances than us. They created just as much as us. So if we missed our own and they created just as much,
and they scored.
What do you mean by your results didn't reflect?
It's not like, you see, if it was a situation where we created 20 big chances and our opponents created 5, right? I can say that, okay, there's some truth to what he's saying. But based on the fact that over a qualification campaign, you can't really stand out and show you're a better team, it doesn't fly for me. And to be frank, if you even specify at home, because we were in the stadium in Accra, we watched the Niger game. I did not see a team that was better than the Niger team in that game. We are very poor. And this is the Niger that
they played us off the park.
Ketokweku was hitting his head and things. Remember after they scored the goal in the first half, they were olaying and things. They were olaying in the Accra Sports Stadium.
They played us off the park.
It was crazy.
We were there. We saw it with our eyes.
Now, yes. Even if they arrive late, that's why you've called 23 players. If 1 player or 3 players arrive late, you can't kind of sort
all
it out.
the countries, their players arrive at the same time.
International football is always like that. You can't make
and
that
now
excuse.
he's saying he's requesting additional backroom staff.
That is the part I'm interested in.
So
and
annoying.
like I asked, does it mean what?
And
wait. Is he saying what I think he's saying?
He said additional. He didn't say.
He didn't say I don't need those there.
He said additional. So they are bringing more.
But you see, it says something.
Me, I feel like if you.
What do you want to say? What does it say?
Let's go.
Me to address that one. I feel like if you feel that you need your hand held to do this work, you're not cut out for the job.
That is just what it is.
It's very simple. So now let's go to the World Cup qualification campaign. We've got 3 wins out of 4 so far. Very good. I think
he has overseen 2 of those games, right?
And he won all 2. He won both, I believe. I think Chris Hughton won 1, lost 1.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Your World Cup qualification, you've done well. But the way the team is now, the way you've kind of, your form has evaporated from June to November.
Yep.
Do you think that
the chemistry of the team is all over the place now?
Do you think that when we meet again in March and resume these qualifiers, you can bring it back to where it was in June? Does he truly believe that he can undo everything that he has done? And he said it himself that the disunity, I contributed to it. So does he think that he's the right person to turn the mood around? Because if you want to even break down the different things, let's even grant him that the performances were good. Let's just hypothetically grant him that if the performances were good and we weren't winning, and you've created a toxic atmosphere or a bad atmosphere in the camp, what makes you think that you are the person to turn it around? What makes you think that you can make the atmosphere great again? What makes you think that what are you going to do to fix it? Because now you have admitted it's your fault. Why would those players look at you and think that this guy can turn it around? And let's even just break down certain players. We have this Kudus captain issue. We have you saying Thomas Partey is not really committed.
In fact, let me just say on this show, I'm just going to put on record, I don't think Partey is coming back to the team as far as Otto is head coach of this team.
Yeah, and that's fair.
I don't think he's coming back again.
And that's fair. But you are looking at all of these things, and other players are watching you. Then we also have, and when you talk about the disunity and the confidence of the team, we also should mention that video that Ketokweku made. It's still relevant. Yeah. How are the players going to feel knowing that their manager let that happen? He didn't protect them. He didn't step in and say that this. You get what I'm saying? As a manager, you have to protect your, and he's thrown them under the bus. Because if you remember correctly, he's also said they are not good enough. So how when you think about, you put all of these things together, let's even assume the performances are fine. They are not fine, by the way. I'm not saying they are fine. I'm just saying for the sake of argument. Performances are fine. Morale is the big issue. Nothing indicates you can turn the morale around. There's no indication I can turn the morale around before we talk about the horrible performances. Because truth be told, if you look at that qualifying group, player for player, there is no team. We should have gotten 18 points if we are talking about player for player.
And somebody has just sent me a stat that says that between 1961 and 2024, we had only lost 3 AFCON qualifiers at home. Between 61 and 2024, we lost 2 at home in just these qualifiers.
Yes.
Wow.
2. Yeah. So out of the 3 between 61 and now, he has accounted for 2 of them.
Because no, generally we don't lose at home. It's almost guaranteed that at home we win or draw.
First lost at Baba Yara in what?
And
24 years.
And you know what makes it crazy? Sudan took 8 points to qualify.
And they took 4 from Ghana.
They took 8 points to qualify. So basically,
meaning that they got 2 wins and 2 draws.
If we had just won all our home games, we would have gone. That's all it means. If we had just won, or even let's change it. Let's say Niger that are supposed to be the whipping boys of the group.
Yeah.
You beat Niger home and away. You just need to win one of the remaining 4 games. You've qualified.
Yep.
That's basically what the table is saying, and he couldn't do that. Is that someone we should really be trusting with the World Cup campaign? Let's even forget the 2 out of 2. What evidence has he given in the last? How long has he been coached then? It's been what? Since the last. Let's give him since the last. Not exactly, but basically in the last 9 months.
So let's say March.
Yeah, last 9 months that he's been coached. It's been pretty poor. It's been dreadful. So even though the World Cup qualification campaign, we are in a good position, let's not squander that good position. He squandered an AFCON. These players are going to have that hanging over their heads for the rest of their careers. That you couldn't even take us to AFCON. That's what people are always going to tell them. And it's because of him. Let's be honest, because it's not the players. These players went back after the Sudan double header. All of them went to their clubs, bang, bang. They were scoring goals and things. So, look, the guy just has to go. I've said it before, I'll keep saying it. He should just resign. What's this I'm not a quitter thing? No one is saying that you should give up. They're saying you're not good enough. Go home. So please.
Go and rest.
To the point where Mo Kudus gets sent off. And in his apology to the English FA, he makes reference to
the fact that there has been too much weight on his shoulders from the national team.
His coach said it. We said it on Scorecard. It was so obvious. It's so obvious.
Let me stay. I don't know what Veronica wants to discuss, but let me take it from that point. I am worried about Black Stars team chemistry under Otoado. There seems to be a lot going on. There seems to be a lack of clear leadership within the team. Like Susu said, if you wreck the chemistry of the team, why should we trust that you can fix the team? From where you sit, can this team be fixed to the point where we can actually put it together or get it together and qualify for a World Cup?
On paper, it doesn't look so. In every sense, it doesn't look so. Let me give you Otoado's scorecard. He's played 10 games since he's been here. We've won only 2. Those 2 in the World Cup qualifiers, Mali and then the Central African Republic. He's the first Ghanaian coach to lose a game in Accra in 16 years. In 24 years in Kumasi, also the first time Ghana lost. And then the first Ghanaian coach to lead us not to even win a single game throughout. So that is his scorecard. If you look at this scorecard, it is so bad that he should have been gone even before the next press conference. But the only reason why Otto is here is because of ego by the leader of the GFA. Because he was so instrumental in deciding that Otto is the coach, that the moment he's shoved aside, his ego is bruised. He's unable to differentiate the fact that this is Ghana football, and Ghanaians are very passionate about that, and that is not Dreams FC. That extension he's not been able to do, and it is so sad because you would have thought after everybody speaking, the fact that you want supporters to be at the stadium to watch you, if your supporters are speaking, you want to listen to it. You asked if we are able to turn around and turn the corner and do all of that. Otto is so poor with management, so poor with tactics, so poor with communication, so poor with body language. You almost can say he's looking all flustered these days. But really, Ben, he's not giving us any indication to say that yes, you won 2 games at the World Cup qualifiers and it's good enough. If you win 2 games of 10, it is poor. And I feel that the FA's deeds are catching up with them. And it is one reason why they find it difficult beyond the ego. Because they came in, even before they settled, Kwesi Appiah was not good enough. CK Akono had to leave after we drew with South Africa, I think. And then Milo
I
came.
think we lost to South Africa.
We lost. Milo had not been anywhere over 4 months.
The guy who
in
knew
Algeria, yes, in Algeria, he was there for 4 months. The players were livid. They knew that he was such a team breaker.
They nearly chased him out of that.
Yes, in the end, they said it's not time for Matrai Makwe, and Milo was good enough. We went to the AFCON and we exited. By the way, at our last 3 competitions, we've always exited at the bottom of the group. So it was always coming from Qatar to.
So you're talking about the World Cup.
Yep.
To Cameroon.
Back to back
Yes.
AFCONs. We finished bottom of.
And in all of this, listeners, we've won 1 game
Yes, one.
in 3 tournaments.
Yes.
One game.
One game.
In 3 tournaments.
One game in 3 tournaments. So if you analyze this, one thing is clear: the FA is poor. And when I say their deeds are catching up with them, they have sacked so many coaches that now they don't have the moral impudence to say that this one too is bad enough, even though he's worse than those they sacked. And that's the kind of ego that I am worried about, because you cannot have a national treasure in your hands and believe that you should run it as your own. It's Mr. Okreku sincerely saying that if he had a coach like Otto at Dreams FC or any of the teams that he's claimed to be associated with, this is the results he would take.
If he was running a personal company,
what would he take this kind of results?
And these were the results his CEO was bringing, will he retain
yes
him?
Would he,
if he was paying his salary with his own money?
Yes, would he even engage a coach like that, who by every stretch of imagination was only as competent as a scout, had nothing to prove that I'm good enough and I coach this and yes, he took us to the World Cup, that was a playoff and all that. You cannot take
fluke.
it. You can't
He
take
went and admitted himself that was luck.
It's a fluke.
He admitted it himself. It's not me.
I will coach
You
that
know,
game against Nigeria
so
all day.
you
Charlie.
cannot tell me that your pride, your Black Stars, the Kwame Nkrumah Black Stars that in 66 could decide and rally the whole continent that we are not going for the World Cup, and they missed it. Ghana was the best team then, would have gone to the World Cup and done so well. 66, they decided, Ohinijan and others, Kwame Nkrumah decided that given Africa and Asia 1 slot for us to do a playoff and eventually lose to the Europeans wasn't fair, because our game was catching up. This was the time the Black Stars could beat Germany 3-0 and others, and they could stand on their grounds that until you give us a slot on our own as Africans, we are not going to the World Cup, and they did. It is how by the 1970s things are turned around and we kept having slots improved and others. That kind of Black Star has standards. Are you telling me that if you cannot qualify for a Nations Cup that is expanded with more teams, we should sit and have a marathon meeting, and come back to say that we are undecided?
I think they are just 10 minutes meeting.
I do think that they are setting the tone to make sure Otto stays.
And you see, let me just remind you guys of something that also happened within the week. So there was remember there was supposed to be a retreat. Good. Now you people should stop this misinformation you are putting out there. When you put a statement on your website and you say Ghana football retreat rescheduled, if I read the statement, I expect to see a different date. You said it was going to happen on the 28th. If it doesn't happen on the 28th and you don't provide a date, it is not a reschedule. You have put it on hold. That is what you've done.
And we rubbish them.
Now that retreat looks like it looks like the retreat won't happen.
It won't happen. In any case, Ben, case, if they want to discuss Ghana football, our big sister is here. Chris is here. Sadiq Adams, all the others, all of us. Put a petition together.
They responded.
If they want to talk about Ghana football, there's no need to come and say new ideas. There's a nice petition in Parliament.
They
should go and take it. And
know
there's the normalizations work that has been done. It's been documented. The Jamepe Commission's report. See, we don't need any of these talk shops, roadmap. People will go and drink tea. We don't need any of those. You're going to spend more of our money.
The stakeholders engagement that they spoke about, I was so surprised because see, I'm a development student. My understanding is stakeholder engagement is not putting everybody under one roof and take this like in that. You employ experts. Even though I can speak to it, I will not say I am an expert in stakeholders engagement. But you divide the team into silos. Okay, you go to different places, meet them at their respective places where they are relaxed, and you are certain that they can speak. Even when you think they are masking it, you have to find a way to get the truth out of them. How does the FA expect that in this country that we have sycophants everywhere, people will be able to take the microphone and speak and not say that I think this is wrong? Only a few people can do that in this country. You have people that we used to respect defending why Otuado should stay today and Chris had to go then. You know, that is the level we are today. Unfortunately, you said we sound like broken records, and sometimes you are just tired because it looks as if no one is listening. But the truth is that when it catches up with them, you know, touch wood, if we don't qualify for the World Cup, people will see their exact smoothness level, because they say coming events cast their shadows. Everything you see of the team, it is so disjointed, it's not funny. After the last AFCON, there were a lot of reports. The team, you were there, the team is divided into 3 factions. People who will never understand Twi or any local language, people who prefer to speak French or Spanish, and all the others. So we've always had a problem, and what we needed was a coach that was capable of unifying it, understanding exactly what to do.
Otto has broken it into 10 more pieces.
Yes, Otto lacked that. And somehow the people who lead the FA, those who take the big bonuses, those who have our trust, you know, they are entrusted to manage our football, seem to think that all these decisions they are taking
are right. And just to move on, before I move on to coach, they did say that they will form a new Black Stars management committee.
They never had a committee in the first place. They had to throw dust into our eyes.
There was never a committee.
They said they will form a new one. Let me open my YouTube.
Me say on him say Jesus can you on him say Jesus can you no more cat okoko eta if they Ghana shemale.
The football they have destroyed it already.
That's on the Lord Jesus is involved in it. Look, this country, with all the things that goes on in Ghana, one thing that is so certain is that this is the country of the Lord. Look around us. Look at Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, the things that have happened there. It isn't that we are far better than those people. We are not better than them. We don't think, but look, it is by the grace.
And still, all in the turmoil, they are all still managing their football better than us.
There you go. If you are given an opportunity to handle something that is so valuable on behalf of the people of this country, the best way to succeed is to be very respectful, very humble, and be ready to work. Surround yourself with the right people. People who can look at you in the eye as a leader and say, no more, this one, if we go through this channel, we will fail. But we need to go through this way. Some of the recommendations will be very hard to take. But if you love Ghana, you won't hesitate at all. Auntie very clearly said it, and you confirmed it, that would he have kept Otuado
if this is your private company?
This is your private company,
and you are paying
$50,000 every month. Would you have kept it? Look, I didn't need to be at that special meeting. Gamia wake bobo here full. No more blam on your tongue and be bobo here full.
Walls have ears.
Walls have ears. Ketukreko thinks that when things goes on at that ESCO meeting, they are the only people who. Hey, the ESCO people, some of them they talk.
Oh, I mean, we are journalists. We always have insight.
Some of them they have our numbers. We have their numbers. I said, go and see the arrogance at the meeting. We will not sack Otto today. Hey. I said that was his posture. That was his posture.
But the man defied his own criteria and hired the guy.
Dog.
He defied his own criteria and hired a guy.
They said if you look, some ESCO members have told me personally, if you listen to Ketukreku talk about Otoado,
they deserve it.
Obake Enako coach could die.
They deserve it. How do they not have the balls
You don't
to stand
believe
up to him?
I'm telling you.
They deserve it.
Basically, if you hear Ket speak about Otto,
he's speaking about Otto
he
like
speaks about Otto like he's Pep Guardiola.
He's the best. I'm telling you today.
I guess Pep Guardiola too has lost 5 in a row.
No, but he's lost 5 in a row in over 16 years of coaching.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that.
I say the guy
He
set the
is the
criteria,
only person who
defied
said-
everybody and hired
See,
the guy.
That is why that communique clearly said that they were inconclusive. The politicians, they are concerned with elections. They are aware that the next Black Stars game
Is in like March.
They've told them that the man will be sacked. Sack him before we sack him.
The politicians themselves are not
They are the
serious.
problem.
They are not serious.
They themselves, because we told them that just after the AFCON, Veros is here. I am here. We told them that we could have gotten somebody in charge to handle our team for those 2 friendly games.
Yep.
Whilst we looked at the report of Chris Hughton, do proper analysis, then that would have led us to go and appoint who we think the coach is. No, but how can you think about keeping this man after all this bad record and not considering the fact that even the playing body are saying they don't want to be coached by the player, by the man.
Your players are all of a sudden saying
The
they are
players
fatigued.
are saying
They are
that
fatigued and they
The
need to.
man is not the man to coach them. Ketokreku, you know this. Dr. Randy Abe, you sat in that ESCO meeting. You know this. All of you, you know this.
They know.
Why are you doing this? Intwewa inuni ekenya shishwe moba.
When you say you are stubborn, you end up being disgraced. Yeah.
And that is exactly
Maso
what
ye
has
dementia
happened.
se, maso ye dementia
since you took over our football. It's been one disgrace to the next disgrace to the next disgrace. Why do you behave like that? It is not yours. You are taking care of it on our behalf. Why won't you listen? Why won't you listen for once? One Pabofy, just listen.
I think this Otto meeting crowd was performative.
What is so special?
You think it was perfunctory?
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
they don't want
Of
to
course
do
it was.
anything. They are doing it because they are under a lot of pressure
You see,
from Ghanaians, and
they
they
want to be
must be seen to be doing something.
Look, I know for sure if NDC wins the election, they'll fire the man. I know for sure if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wins the election, they'll fire the man. And they've told you, why are you dilly-dallying on something that is so obvious?
In any case, you don't even pay the.
You don't even pay the man.
But you see, my problem is that if we fire Otoado, Ket is the guy who will hire the next coach again. That's the problem.
What I am told.
That is the problem.
And their scorecard indicates that they are
They
not
can't
They are so
qualified
bad at that.
They shouldn't be hiring any coach
to
again.
get a
They
coach,
are
to
so
get the
very
right
bad at
coach.
that.
That's my problem.
You see, that the national team, it will be taken away from the FAO.
That's what needs to happen.
Look, I can confidently say again, I've had discussions with big men in football in the two
They need to move.
They have said that
they need to be big in their actions.
Some of them even said that they didn't know this is what the normalization has had. You see, last week when Abeku gave a clear roadmap on what the normalization committee had said, with some of us, Vero, myself, and Obama, and then Nana Nketsia, we've always highlighted. They said, so the fear is that when you do this in FIFA will ban you. When you do this, FIFA will ban you. Say there's nothing like that. So we've opened their eyes.
There is a cooperation agreement that FIFA insists
Exactly.
that a nation can sign with the FA, just to collaborate because they do understand.
Football can go around without the state.
All over the world, no country has ever succeeded at football without the state.
Especially a developing country like ours.
No.
How can you behave like that?
No.
The man is bad at tactics. The man is a disorganizer. He doesn't organize anything. He just dismantle. He's a mismanager. He mismanages everything that he handles. Then you say you want to keep him? You want to keep him for what?
Yeah.
For ego's sake.
It's a demonic act.
Wrap up for me. Let me so that I can talk about the Premier League.
When the people are talking, most often when things are not going well, they talk, and that is usually the voice of God. Unless you are not prayerful.
They say the voice of the people is the voice
of
God.
You see, if you don't know, you learn. Look at your caliber. Look at the people that sit on the ESCO. Look at them. Why are you allowing these things to be dragged like that?
We are amazing. They will call you behind the scene. They are crying.
Don't call me.
These days I don't
call me. I don't bother.
These days I don't bother.
Football people, I have
let me just land and let me say something before we move it on.
No wonder.
You get 16-year-old buses.
They will give you a bus that is 16 years old. I'm telling Ghanaians today.
So the bus can vote next election.
The bus that Ketokreku and the FA brought from Korea. I mean, it's 16 years.
I mean, they look the part.
Listen,
next election
it is a dishonesty that would allow an FA will allow the FA president to buy buses for how can a regulator decide that somebody who is running their private business
of the regulations, we are going to help them pass the regulations. Have you heard of something?
You don't have to.
The invigilator is giving the students answers,
because every now and then teams get relegated and others are
so when
so what will happen? All you have to do is to create a conducive atmosphere for football to thrive.
That is what you promised us.
Get sponsorship for the league. Stop buying football and boots.
Instead of buying buses, you create a fund that people can borrow from, pay back eventually. So they can buy their own.
So where is that money from? Was it from the FA?
I'm coming.
Is it part of the?
They are struggling to tell us where the money came from, and some of us are hearing that the money to purchase those buses came from the FIFA fund. And what they don't know, I'm telling
Mauritius
you,
and others are using that money to a state of the
these people are the FA. I'm
Athens.
telling you, some of us, and the way we take this matter, you don't use FIFA money to buy second-hand goods. It is clearly stated in the FIFA. When FIFA gives you something, you use the money.
Are we sure it was FIFA money?
Oh no, main cable. That's why. Listen,
no, it's alleged.
What I am hearing. And my checks is telling that money came from. But look, that is why when they are the most vociferous of all his spokesperson, when he was given the opportunity to comment on the matter, he declined. He said, where from the funding? I sent you the video today. Where from the funding? You've been given a day, 2 days to go and tell us. Just go to your boss, Mr. Ketokreku, president, please. Where did we get the money to secure the buses on behalf of the Ghana Football Association? Where? You can't tell us. So FIFA money is not used to buy second-hand goods. These buses came to the harbor way back in June, July, August. Then they came. Charlie, the mileages on the bus.
Now you can see. You see, you don't need anybody. You can see it.
Like I proved to Ghanaians last week.
You will bring more documents.
I've sent more documents to my boss today.
Standards.
Please wrap it up.
The mileage, the 16 years. Everything. You see, my friend in Korea, keep supplying me those information.
Tell Kim Jong-un to calm down.
You see, the way the people are being so dishonest. They're so dishonest. So when it is time to expose them, I will not hold back. Especially, I dare them to come and tell me these were not the buses they bought. Like I told listeners, I will put it. Anybody who dares me, I will put all the documentation on Twitter. On my X page for people to go and read. As a rapper, if you love Ghana, and you don't want to cripple and destroy our football beyond what it is now, sack Otuado and sack yourself. As for the football people, as for the football
they deserve what they get.
Those of you who call yourself football people,
it's the fan side pity.
It is the fans that support. Look, don't go and watch their games. Don't go and watch their teams. Me, I've told myself that until I see football being run properly in this country, I will never go and watch you. When was the last time you saw me go to the stadium to go and watch? I won't go and watch anything. My money deserves better. These people, you run football in this manner and you want me to go and take my wife and my children to go and watch you. No,
Finish for me.
Oye musunfe aoketi eshengbon mocho obagbe wolo aye aje oye musunfe eshengbon mocho obagbe wo kogbe watan telemo keti telemo kogbe watan telemo keti telemo kogbe watan telemo no chi wo ball aye
just wrap it up.
Fado manya blagana.
Yeah.
We keep talking about Ket's ego, right?
No
And
more.
what confuses me is when you have a bad coach who's running the team to the ground, they are going to remember you were in charge. It's in your interest to hire a good coach. It's in your interest for the team
Listen,
to. So what is the
I
motivation?
sincerely do believe that he's so detached and delusional.
Yep.
When
Of
we
course.
lost, did you see his post?
Yep.
Did you see his post
He's
talking about it
connected.
at the height, at the highest of heights, meaning when we qualified for the World Cup? Jeez, we made the quarterfinals in 2010.
We were on the brink. We were on the brink of going to the World Cup semi-final.
You sincerely think
That is where Ghana
that-
football standards should.
Yes.
That's where we start measuring from.
You sincerely think that
Look, what
it is the
Morocco
height
did
of
in Qatar,
height?
we should have done.
That is what we should have
What?
done.
How many years later? We did it in 2010.
2010.
They did it. We should have done 12 years.
So that is someone who may not know the history, do not understand why he is there.
Of course.
He's so confused, or he's just disconnected.
Look,
That is simple.
because the truth is, sometimes I try and rationalize what people are doing.
Yeah.
And
Don't.
no, you have to rationalize what people are doing.
That's why it makes sense.
You have to try and make
Makes
sense of
sense of
it.
it.
And what is everyone going to remember happened when? Look at how right now when
He doesn't
people
care.
when people mention the name Citi Sports, what do people talk about? The World Cups we went to.
Of course.
Even
And
the
him-
bad.
A
People talk about.
corrupt effort that were exposed
Yes.
by
And
announced.
I'm
Yes.
saying even the bad. People can talk about Brazil. But people also talk about South Africa.
Exactly.
People also talk about Germany. These things all come up. The good and the
At
bad.
least we played in 2 finals under him. We were guaranteed at least a semi-final
You see,
better than
people,
AFCON under him.
whatever,
People will remember the good
whatever-
things.
The good things and the bad, it will all come. But when we try and think of the good, there's no good, and you are not even trying to. No, seriously.
At least improve and make it better.
No, literally, we've gone to 2 AFCONs, we've not won a game. Like you are trying, and that's what,
you every day.
and that's why I'm saying.
Ket
if you-
has more speeches than AFCON wins.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you
And
don't
that's what I'm
know.
saying. If you try and rationalize what he's doing, you can't even.
You can't rationalize.
You can't even rationalize, and that's what I'm saying. Most people, you assume. It's an assumption you give everyone. It's a fair assumption you have to give everyone that everyone has a rational way of thinking. They have a certain
I get you.
way, and everything he does, you can't even figure out like the sense in it, and that's what makes it so crazy. Because if we could see that, okay, there's like
It is driven by
No,
greed.
there's only one motivation: money.
Yes, greed
and
and
selfishness.
selfishness.
I see.
It is motivated by that.
I feel like sometimes people overrate what money can do for you, because you have all the money in the world and the whole of Ghana is insulting you for the rest of your life.
He doesn't care.
Is it really worth it?
He doesn't care.
But anyway,
People who like are all about that's how they don't they think
don't know.
you know how they feel. They feel like, you know what, 15 years down the line, when I have accumulated my money, people would have forgotten about how bad I was. That's
It is
how
why-
they all,
it is why they could even think you are haters.
and it is not even a political. It's not even just a
You have-
GFA
yeah.
thing. This is how our politicians think. They think that, oh, I can run the country as bad as I want. Worst case scenario, 10-20 years from now, you would have forgotten how bad I was.
forgotten, yeah.
That's
but
how they
you
think.
see, I feel like
that's how these people
they
think.
that way, but they are wrong. Because your name is your name.
Yeah.
You can never escape your name.
Yeah.
And what people associate with your name,
Yeah.
there can be good, there can be bad. You have to at least have something that when people say your name,
Yep.
there's one
At least
positive thing.
legacy.
African leaders don't care about legacy. I'm telling you.
You see, and that's
They
what's-
only care
and
about
that-
money.
And that's what's crazy. To me, because-
Integrity, legacy for what?
You know what's
Omode
crazy
Ene.
to me? That's what's crazy.
They
to
don't
me.
care.
As he's continuing, where he's reached there, unless he has something saves him in the next, because unless you go to the next World Cup and maybe
But
go to the
that
quarter
referee,
final.
the referee that officiated the Niger-Ghana game here in Accra, excuse my language, he's a very foolish referee.
Oh, why?
Oh,
What's going on?
Chris, why?
Don't do
He should
that.
have shown Otuado the red card for coming to the pitch.
That incident. That was so
Should have sacked him from
unprofessional.
there,
I'm
like,
not. You know
what is that?
that's a man clutching at straws. He's a
No,
sick-
no,
He was,
Yes,
you know, you see, he went and hugged the boy
Yeah.
and kissed
On the
boy.
pitch,
He was under
Telltale
pressure. He
signs,
was
Ben.
but against
Telltale
but
signs.
against Niger.
Against Niger.
Just land. I want to say something.
But just to finish,
Yeah.
your name, as you are continuing like this, when we talk about Ghana football, we mention your name. The next word that will come up is failure,
The worst
disappointment. Like
The
that-
worst era in our football.
and I won't lie to you.
And he wants a third term.
I won't lie to you. Even if I was one of the richest people in the world, I think it would pay me that every time they mention my name, people start all these.
I hope the people with money. I hope the people with money in this country thought like you. They don't. Unfortunately. Anyway, let me just say this, right? Just to finish, I think that if we continue going like this, right, our football will become extinct. I mean, that's what I think. Is he? Bro, Nathan, I'm not joking. No, there's a reason why the last time you won the AFCON was in like 1980 something.
82.
That's there's a reason.
In our lifetime.
There is a good. You haven't seen an AFCON win before. I haven't seen it before. Anybody seen one before?
My mom was 20 years.
I haven't seen an AFCON win before. And I'm saying that look, when Ghana started playing in the AFCON, there were teams that were really big powerhouses. So they did their things like us, right now they're in the doldrums. They are now trying to like slowly claw their way. Teams like DR Congo and things, they used to be like really big back in the day. Teams like even Sudan used to be like really big back in the day.
DR Congo and Sudan, we can talk about the fact that they've had civil wars,
they have internal strife,
instability. That means that football is not even
all over.
Even near the front.
Even under military rule, we prioritize our national teams. And so
in fact, just to go back to that, we're not going to go to the 82 AFCON. Liman had pulled us out for political reasons. And Rollins came in.
Exactly.
Popular move, sends the team, and then they won it for him.
Listen, I'm saying that the way we are going, right, our football will become extinct. Give it 10 years. And it has nothing to do.
DRC, at least Zambia doing something.
It has nothing to do with the quality of football you have at the national level.
No.
They will play at their national teams, but your national team will be going nowhere. You will become like South Africa. You're in South Africa. They have a great league. They have couple decent individual players, but they are going nowhere. Very soon.
Now they are beginning
to wake up.
Good.
But that's why we say context. South Africa, they are one of the best rugby teams in the world. They're one of the best.
At least they are doing other things.
They're one of the best swimming nations in the world. They have other things.
They have other things going for them.
A lot of sports. They
so they don't even care.
So if football doesn't go well for them, they don't even care.
Ghana, we need to start diversifying.
They know that Rugby World Cup is there for them. Cricket World Cup is there. What do we have?
Let's take the Black Star, the national team from FA.
Just one more thing. Just one more thing before we go. Look, I think the one thing the FA takes for granted the most, right, is the emotion of the fans. I'll tell you something, right? Without fans, football is nothing.
Nothing, of course.
Without fans. If fans say today, we won't go to the stadium.
Shankly who said something like
we won't stream your matches. The football industry globally, it will collapse overnight.
Let me give you a perfect example.
Overnight, it will collapse.
When Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, but they say they've signed to go and play in that.
You see,
it was the fans that stopped them from going.
You see the way UEFA panicked.
It was the fans.
I say that. Look,
the fans saved UEFA.
Ghanaians forgave this Black Stars team once after 2014.
Yes.
Look, there are still people who harbor resentment for this team based on what happened in 2014.
They are pushing.
There are people who, based on that, have said that, you know what, we will let it go. We will give this team a second chance. This FA is doing everything possible to turn the nation against the Black Stars.
No, to send back the love.
As at now, look, the only thing we have left is the emotion that Ghanaians have towards the Black Stars. Even when we say we don't like our team, we check our live score when you are playing. You open a free gate, we will go. If you play a game without consequence, people will still find a way to go. Don't think that it will be like this forever.
Listen, they are taking it for granted.
There will be a time.
It is why Otto could tell us that if you people want us to go to the World Cup, you need to
emotionally blackmailing us.
Yes. It is why Otto could also say that there is too much negativity towards the team.
You can't go to the team. You can't go to the team. It is because
and you see the irony. One moment they want the positive energy, but how to nurse it? What it takes, they can't.
I'm just telling you people that.
And then Otto tells us that.
Look,
and doesn't listen.
That's the most disrespectful thing
ever. And see, the funny thing is that those people don't know anything.
Even Pep Guardiola doesn't say those things.
And you, the handlers of the game, you look at all these utterances of this man,
and nobody apologizes.
Do you think we'll support him?
Let me tell you something. Let me just finish. Look, Kurt, Henry, Osekre, Mr. Abe, Otto, Ado. I'm talking about everybody. I'm not giving anybody any title. Look, the day I'm not adding anybody. If he doesn't like the name, should go. The day the people of this country will say that we are done with this team because you treated it as your own and we don't want anything to do with it again. Yo.
That's when they say, don't beg, don't cry, it's over.
Yo. Let me talk about Pep Guardiola because he's up this weekend. Let me start with you, Coach Charlie. The guy, I'm worried about him.
I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him.
Big game.
We should be worried.
No.
And he's the reason for.
No.
I mean, he's the main brain behind what is happening. Yes, I think he could have solved the problem very smartly. He's just been stubborn.
Talk to us about that.
Look, let me tell you something. In the summer, they didn't do good business.
Okay.
They brought in only 2 players, Silvino and then a 34-year-old Gundogan. I think it was a clear indication of a manager who thinks that he's arrived and this thing.
But he had arrived.
Whether
Maybe four titles back to back. I have arrived.
Won the Champions League.
Exactly.
Again, could come from
Again,
points
he-
behind and pick
he
the
felt
league.
too
Comfortable.
He didn't expect that Rodri would come from the Euros.
And pick up an
Pick
ACL.
up an ACL.
But the signs were there, not that Rodri will get injured. The signs were there that anytime they didn't have a player like that,
They struggled.
they struggled. So knowing Pep, look, I think if they had gone for Zubimendi, he could have convinced the boy to come to Man City than what Liverpool tried doing. So it was clear that Rodri needed to rest. He couldn't play every game, both at club level and at national level. You needed to rest him.
And they had their money because
Yeah,
they sold
of course.
Alvarez
For over 100 million.
For good money.
For good money. So he could have gotten Rodri's replacement. And then he didn't look at his squad.
Yeah.
very
The squad is aging.
The squad is an aging squad.
Yeah. De Bruyne 31. Gundogan
About 9 of them.
34.
A lot of them.
About 9
I
of
think
them.
plus.
Gundogan is even 36, yeah?
It's
34,
34, 35.
34.
Thereabouts.
De Bruyne is about 32.
Okay.
Bernardo Silva is also
Kovacic
getting into his
is very
30s.
30 kese. So now, when the injuries started coming, look, there's nothing wrong with being smart. He's a smart man. There's nothing wrong with being pragmatic. A typical example is what happened on the
Wednesday.
Champions League.
Wednesday, yeah.
You are leading 3-0. 14 minutes to go. You have not won a game in 5. Yes, we know you are used to winning. But because you had gone 5 games without a win, one would have thought that when it was very clear that you were going to win this one, you played to win it.
No, he was caught off guard.
No, I said because
He had forgotten he's been losing. He was
and
caught off guard.
that is one thing that I will not
In fact, in his
accept from him.
post-game presser, he says that at 3-0, there was no part of his brain that thought they were going to lose the game.
Yes, and so what should he have done?
He was caught off
He should have
guard.
just gotten the steam out of the game,
Kill the
the tempo, and see it through.
He's not used to it.
And that is why I blame him, because he's not used to that. You could have done that if your team was winning. But you've gone 5 without a win.
Yeah.
You've been beaten 4-1. You've been beaten 4-0,
4-0
back and back to back.
2-1,
So sometimes you could tell you that, look, this team is not playing the way I want them to play.
Now, to transition that, they play Liverpool this weekend.
Yes.
Now,
Horrible
Liverpool
time to play
they were faced with a 10-game tie that had Real Madrid, Man City, Leipzig, Arsenal. They've only dropped points to Arsenal in that
And
stretch.
they've cleared everybody.
How does Pep Guardiola orchestrate his team's resurrection at Anfield in this type of
It
situation?
did not
Practically.
happen. I think he'll go 6 domestically without a win.
That would be nice.
I like the
think
honesty.
That would be
He will
nice.
get beat, and he should be careful. Liverpool don't go out there to humiliate.
How does Slot navigate that game tactically?
Oh,
It's his first encounter
Man
with Pep in
City
the
are
league.
so weak in the middle of the park that Liverpool are too strong for them. Look, he'll be coming with Rico Lewis, Gundogan. There's no Kovacic. There's no Rodri. The Nunez boy from the one they bought from
Wolves.
From Wolves.
He's not. He's just not.
It's not
it.
there.
Now Liverpool. all of a
People can
sudden,
buy players for 50 million
McAllister.
and they are just not it, and
and
nobody.
nobody's talking about it.
Wow.
It's got credits in the bank.
McAllister is
But
there.
most of their transfers work so.
Gravenberg, week in week out, is defining himself as a good holding midfielder. And then there's this young boy now, Curtis Jones. He's in his element.
Yeah, he's been getting more opportunities.
He's very
now.
much in. And then there's the Mo Salah factor. There's the Luis Diaz factor. Kyle Walker 6s and 7. Now he cannot run. Now that back line, I don't think the guys there are fit. Apart from Guardiola,
now he's making mistakes.
Too many mistakes.
Yep. He's not looked the same since the international
you cannot
break.
go and put the young man there. The man that has that very strange name. What is the name of the
Simpson Pussy.
Simpson Pussy.
You.
Oh, Nidina Ayabo. Oh, no.
Yeah.
You understand?
He should blame his father. It's not my fault.
Papa,
Darwin Nunes will look at that centre back pair
and feast
no more.
and just lick his lips like that.
About that is if his brain works that day, he'll stop.
But Ben, don't you think that this Klopp would have loved? Klopp would have loved
days like that.
He would have loved days like.
Yeah, but the difference with the Klopp and Slot ball is that Klopp's ball is relentless. Slot actually, he has like some caution to his game.
There's
and after that
he prophesied
against
errors come to an end.
After that
victory against Madrid.
Yeah.
Yes. Look,
See, I'll take a front seat because Pep must see the need to be humble.
Yes.
When he is playing teams and he's even 6-0 up, he wants to score jubilating every goal.
That's true.
Now he will see the essence of humility,
and
it will hurt me if Liverpool doesn't take this opportunity with their legs, their hands, and everything. I'll be so
sad. They will
sad.
not win the league.
Oh, how?
Are you sure?
The point now is 8.
If they win, it's 11.
If they fail to win,
it's also psychological.
Yep, it's more. In fact, it's more psychological than anything.
Because if you check Pep's record at Anfield the last few years,
really,
yeah, they struggled there.
He's won once.
Yes, once.
You know why he
had a red card in that game, right?
Yes.
And no fans.
No fans.
Yes.
The Phil Foden game.
So his record at Anfield,
it's not good.
It's not good.
And you don't expect him to change that when his team is in this state.
No, he won't take.
So look, it's a Liverpool win all day.
This week, right, in the midst of all of this, I chanced on a conversation on social, and people said that all of these things kind of point to Sir Alex Ferguson's greatness.
Message.
I was about to say that. I need to read a few messages actually.
And I found it quite interesting. People were saying that Alex Ferguson would have probably seen that the team was aging. He would have found a way.
If you read Fergie's books, he always talks about
rebuild,
like looking ahead to his teams when his players
are
aging.
It's a test, and
no, I also think that
it's a test. Man City. I don't know how they will pass the Liverpool test.
Yeah,
but I think failure to win that Liverpool game should take away pressure from the rest of the season. I think if Man City start to see this season as a bad debt, I think gradually I don't think for example, if they go 11 points behind Liverpool, I don't think they are winning the league. But you see, after that point, I think if they start seeing the season as a bad debt, the pressure goes away. Then they can put the pieces back together and see what
I've seen things. I don't think an 11 points lead is enough.
No,
anyway, I'm just saying maybe it's paranoia. I've seen things.
That is why they cannot afford for it not to go to 11.
I'll say Pep has some responsibility for sure. But I think we should also
partly guilty.
Erling Haaland should also take some of the blame. Seriously.
Be humble, eh?
And ever since he made that statement, like things have just been going downhill.
Be humble, eh?
Seriously, I was just doing some research and stuff. Just in this period, they've not won.
It's missed.
You've gotten an XG of 6. You scored 3 goals. If Darwin Nunes does that, we insult Darwin Nunes for that. But you Erling Haaland, because you're Erling Haaland, we're not talking about.
Exactly.
He has a lot to. I feel like in some of these games, if you think about it, one goal at a specific time, a key
changes
time,
everything.
Changes everything.
Key example: Man City Spurs. He scores one of those 2 chances in the
first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes of the game, he could have scored twice.
He changes the game. You see, so Haaland has to hold a lot of them because right now.
Yes, but is it? Can we also say that the over reliance on him?
Yes, true.
I think his struggles are a combination of everything going on with the team.
Pep didn't get a backup because last season he would have had
Alvarez wanted to play more. And he said that Alvarez wanted to play more as a striker. And said, "Well, Haaland is there, but I'm just I'm going through all the play. Everybody will get their turn. The midfield there, they are lightweight. Once Rodri is not there, they can't. It seems like they can't. There's no."
It's what you call the glue of the team.
Yeah, it's like the midfield is just it's like paper. It's like wet paper. They can't stop anything.
Rico Lewis and Gundogan matter you talk like this.
It's amazing. What a difference 4 5 defeats can say. But it was coming.
It was. You see, Gundogan.
Bro, you seem so excited.
I am so excited.
You see, Gundogan, physically, he's lost it. There's a video of him trying to catch up with Brennan Johnson. The same video where Kyle Walker, where the same video where Werner just blew past Kyle Walker.
Yep.
That same video, you see Gundogan trying to keep up with Brennan Johnson. Like, the guy looks like he's running in sand. You see, and if you're at this stage where you're supposed to now be the guy in front of the defense, and you look like you're running in sand, we see it. We've been seeing about Partey, Casemiro. When your legs are gone in that position, it's very difficult. And it's not that Rico Lewis is a bad player, but you need a senior player who's playing one next to him.
Yep.
So then let's get to the defense. The defense there, shambolic. I was looking through it for the games that I could find XG for. Man City have created an average of 2 XG per game.
Okay.
So if they've created an average of 2 XG per game, 2 goals per game should be what you'd expect, right? Obviously, that's not been happening. Part of that is the Haaland problem, because let's say
he has an XG of about 8.02 and he's scoring about 2.
No, so that's what I'm saying. So the last 5 games,
that's an XG of 6.
Man City have done an XG of 10. He's got 6 of that XG. He scored 3 goals. So the chance creation is not too much of a problem overall. But a lot is coming to Haaland, he's not scoring. But the problem is, every single one of those games, Man City's opposition have had a higher XG than them.
Yeah.
Which is not regular for Man City. In fact, there was a stat that this season they've conceded 37 big chances. 2020, the season after Liverpool won COVID, the next season. Man City, the whole season, conceded 36 big chances. We're in November, they've conceded 37. So you play through them, the defense too is not able to stop anything. And Edison too, we all know Edison.
It's not the
sometimes. So look, the players have a lot of blame, but it's all on the manager because he's not protecting them enough. And like coach said, not renewing the team, you are making it easy for them to play through. So what I expect to happen to Man City in the next few weeks is they are going to become very difficult to play through, but they won't score because Pep is going to.
They're going to try and close out their back.
Exactly, and I feel like he might try that at Anfield. If he's lucky, they can get the draw because the way I see this game, I look at Andy Robertson's form.
Yeah, he too.
If they unleash Savinho,
Liverpool need to buy a new left back.
If they unleash Savinho and Andy Robertson, they have a chance in the game.
But Savinho is not scored also in the league.
But you don't need him to score. You just need to get past him, assist, win a penalty. Because Robertson, he's given how many penalties?
But Robertson, Liverpool will be missing Konate.
He's out for 5 to 6
big injury.
It's a big
huge.
So look at the timing of that injury.
So you are just hope. But you see, that's what I'm saying. Right now, there's hope for Man City. I know it looks very bad. But Pep has had a lot to think about. If he hasn't thought himself into a corner, he might figure something out. Because like I said, I don't think Doku is fit right now. But if you look at Savinho and the way Savinho plays and the form Robertson is in, that could be an avenue where Man City can get something from this game. Because if you just play it on your side, do a quick switch, get the ball to Savinho, get him one-on-one, isolate him against Robertson, put Robertson through the blender the whole game, there might be something for them. I still think that there's hope. I don't feel like, I feel like it's definitely about 60% Liverpool, but I feel like that 40% just because they have good
obviously
things that happen.
And a team that's wounded is always a dangerous team. Let me read messages because a couple of them have been coming in. Assaulted waist beats from Gulf City. Assaulted waist beats.
Hey, no more.
Can you please close the show? Hey, the lady finished the JFA with her submission. Ring a bell for her. What? In coach's voice, the lady is called Veronica Kobe. Bright from East Legon says, these people don't love Ghana. What is going on? What is going to happen with the retention of Otuado is that a lot of players are going to decline call-ups and it will hurt Ghana. Those people at the FA couldn't see that. Kweku in Czech Republic says, hey, Allah, tell Coach Nimli he's the reason I watch and listen to your show. His new addition of music has killed me. Bellyman says, I'm afraid if this Otto guy doesn't leave Ghana immediately, he will infect our economy massively. Walai, being a ball head doesn't mean you can be Ten Hag. Hey, Charlie, what's going on here? Anyway, Chrissy Rashford from Koforidua says, Otto is the luckiest man in the sports history. luckiest man in sports history. For a country who have won multiple AFCON titles to appoint a trainer scout is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Keto Kreku should be declared wanted by the Ghana Police Service for giving out scraps and junk buses to the 9 clubs. Waiting for Amorim ball this weekend like something. Continue waiting. Zambo inside Kolebu. So Kurt wants to tell us that he has never sacked any coach from his teams before. If he has sacked any coach from his teams based on bad performance before, then he doesn't deserve to be at the. In fact, Karim Zito has been at his dreams for as long as I can remember. So he's not in the habit of sacking coaches when he has his own way. Anyway,
I'm a business. CK coached them before.
Harrison Ado from Hato says, please, our coach is absolutely confused. Now that the Ket admin is not resigning, we will let them go by 7 December 2024. Dissolve the GFA now. Please, Otto, resign honorably. Name is 4 legs. Keep Otto Ado. Kiss World Cup goodbye. That's what he says.
Of course.
Emmanuel says, Ben, please tell me why would they fire him when they get 10%?
Hey.
Oh, I don't know about that. Anyway.
No, okay. That is a but you know, you see, when you do these things, you
open room for people to
50,000 and
you said we are looking for the logic.
We are looking for logic.
This is
you are looking into things.
We are looking for the logic.
Now alone is taking
now people start weaving conspiracy theories.
We are looking for the logic in your actions.
Yeah.
This is a logical reason to keep him.
Of course.
Anyway, Nana says, for me, I think the FA has a share. You see, more people are saying this. Nitojo from Tema Newtown says the Black Stars need a technical director. Otto should be sacked. Bring in an experienced coach with proper remuneration. Tony Asari from Committee 10 says, so what's wrong with starving the GFA of funds? Let's use the money to do something else. Okay, let me just say that I've always said that we demonize local coaches in this country, but if you can be hiring Otto to coach our national team, my good friend Bash can coach this national team. He's way more tactically astute than Otto. It's just that our players don't respect our local coaches. If you can give this coach to Otto, David Duncan and Bash, they can coach this team, but you won't do it. Anyway, let me do Premier League predictors and then we'll get to our youth tournament. Where's Bernard Abeku? Abeku, wake up over there. Let me get it.
Don't sleep. Wake up.
Let me give you a quick update. So there's Brighton and Southampton happening. It's goalless in that game.
After how many minutes?
25 minutes played. Obianche go. Anyway, the tomorrow matches.
Imagine in Southampton.
Let's do predictors. Nathan, Brentford, Leicester. Van Nistelrooy is new head coach of Leicester City.
Happy. I like him.
Just by way of news, I am happy too. The Red Devils didn't appreciate our route. Our route has taken up another job.
That's not true.
Mention the name of the team you played yesterday.
Oh, no,
don't claim.
Charlie, give me a prediction, Nathan.
FC Noah.
Brentford and Leicester.
Brentford to win.
Yep. Okay, so Crystal Palace, Newcastle.
Brentford to win. Johan Wissa and
Mama goal scorers.
Mbemo.
Charlie.
Okay, but the Missika you know could
Palace, Newcastle, Graham.
That's actually a tough game. I won't say
Palace will lose this game. They entered the relegation zone last week.
You see, we thought, but we also thought that Newcastle beat West Ham easily.
Please give me City Liverpool. I beg you.
Please
give me City Liverpool.
Okay, I think a draw.
Okay, so you get City Liverpool.
Liverpool, please.
Liverpool to win
at all costs.
West Ham Arsenal.
Man City wins this game.
West Ham Arsenal to win. Let me stay with you and reverse the motion. Chelsea Aston Villa.
I think it's at the bridge, isn't it?
At the bridge.
I think
Chelsea win.
Villa. Ben, I watched Villa play Juve. Villa has a problem.
They're in tatters. They're also on like a 6-game winless run.
Something's gone off.
Yeah.
Watkins gone cold. Duran can't seem to score anymore.
They need to.
Players are making mistakes.
That can be Una Emery.
Yeah.
He can be
like that.
He can be like that. He goes through those times.
And I think now they
sometimes.
actually may be missing Douglas Luiz.
Fair. Man United Everton, Vero.
Oh, it's
a draw.
It's a volleyball.
Oh, it's a draw. It's a draw.
No, it's a 3-4-3. No more.
The familiar spirit around the team is still there.
Familiar spirit.
The familiar spirit is still there. Please be patient.
One more prediction. I need to bring my academy.
United will be Everton.
Tottenham Fulham prediction. Anybody want to take that?
See, Spurs. You don't know which Spurs will show up.
If Spurs are home, I always back them.
Or Ipswich
Spurs at home, yeah.
Or that was the surprise. That's why investors were worried.
All right, let me talk to my football academy people, Bernard Abeku and co. Please join us. Let me just get 2 seats for them, and then we can get the conversation going. People are trying to find new talent so that our talent pool doesn't dry up, because the way we are going, the talent pool will dry up. So we need to make sure that we have Something decent going. So it's called the biggest, or it's been touted as the biggest scouting tournament in Ghana. So it's looking at basically ages 16 to 19, and it is happening at the Cape Coast Stadium. So on the 10th to the 12th, the POFA football agency, or POFA, we call it a possible football agency. Yes, they are doing their own thing. Let me start with Abeku, and then you can introduce my big brother here before we get what's going on with this scouting tournament. Looks like you are entering into Jorge Mendes territory. What's going on here?
So just like you indicated, we felt that it's good to bring scouts here in the country. Also, to have the platform at a very good venue, and also get it recorded as well online for them to be able to have that close look at our footballers and pick from. So it's an 8-team tourney.
Where are these scouts coming from?
Richard will talk about that.
Okay, Richard will talk about it. Okay.
So I'll leave that for Richard. So we put in, we've placed 8 teams together here in the country. Vision, Double Soccer Academy.
Which Vision?
The Vision we know.
Yeah. I'm a petty team in Ghana.
Don't do this.
No, but you cannot do that.
Don't do that.
You can't do that.
Hold on.
Is it all about them?
Hold on.
I work with you all the time. You don't give me an invitation to bring my team there.
No. This is the.
I'm not happy with you.
Edition. That's fine. I apologize.
This is an ambush. Hold on. This is an interview for them. Please make your point.
So it's an 18 tournament. You have Rashid Smilest, the former Black Stars defender. Emancipation, he changed the name.
Black Emancipation.
Black Emancipation. So then of course we have Rasgold as well. We did a blend of a Premier League, Division 1, Division 2, a mixture of that, just to open it up for for our footballers to get the slot. So I'm a co-founder, and he's a founder, Richard Akefi.
Oh yeah, Nyomao.
Oh my God.
So you are a football person.
Oh yes, through and through.
Wow.
Through and through.
I should be very afraid.
Look, Abel, keep going. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So now I want to leave the bits of the scouts coming in for Richard. I'll come back to
Rich. Please go ahead.
So we have 5 big scout coming down on the 10th to 12th of December.
Okay.
They're coming all the way to Cape Coast Stadium. We're having scout from Chelsea. We're having one from Nicaragua, from Mexico.
Okay.
We're having one from International Brazil, Ayas, and we're also having one from Real Betis from Spain. Hey. So these are the 5 top guys coming down. And
Chelsea, Real Betis, and Ajax have actually stuck in my ear. So that's a go on.
So these are direct team scouts. They're not agents. They are direct people from the club.
They're not trainer scouts too.
No, these are
actual scouts.
Right, these are people that we've met, we've sat and then had discussions. For not less than 8 months.
So this is a long-term thing.
Right. So they actually agreed to send these guys down for business. So it's a blessing for everybody who is doing football. The clubs and possible football agency as well. So. This is what I can add to what.
So ages 16 to 19.
No, yes, that's the ages.
Yeah, age range. I mean, in all, are you targeting a certain number of players to be scouted, or you are leaving that to chance?
Oh, it's business, right? So if they get to have 60 players out of the 144 players, we good.
Now, for the teams participating, basically,
you want Christopher Newley to come out?
It's a two-day tournament. Let me just go through the teams real quick. So Dansuman Wise 11,
absolutely,
Ghana Dom Football Academy, Rasgold Football Academy, Team Move.
Yeah, Kofi Kenata's team.
Okay, right. Dabo Soccer Academy. I think beyond Yao Dabo.
Yeah, that's it.
Greenville Football Club, Vision FC, and then Black Emancipation. Okay, not bad. Not bad. There's only one pro FA person there. Don't do that. Don't do that, my brother. Don't do that. It's not fun. Anyway, just final words from you guys. I mean, what kind of crowd are you expecting? What kind of event are you expecting? What should Ghanaians who want to also just come and view, maybe watch the next Lionel Messi, watch the next Kudus, watch the next Essien, what should they expect when they come to this one?
Well, it's open, and it's why we have a mixture of clubs from different divisions, so we can see the raw talent from the various departments we have, if you want to put it in that sense. And the intriguing part of this narrative is we have partnered with Soccer Local to use their platform to record all the games and leave it there on their platform, so that I mean, if there's a player that the scouts, missed out on, he has the chance then again to recommend to other clubs elsewhere because we've had clubs from Canada, scouts from some Canadian football clubs who also want to be a part of this. But because it's the maiden edition, we want to keep our hands around this and then look out for year 2 to add on, in terms of numbers and people who are coming. It's free. It's open to the public.
Come and watch
for Cape Coasters. They can come and watch after the elections. It's 10 to 12 of December.
That time everybody seeing smoothness.
Let me talk small.
No, it's okay.
I want to talk. He spoke to me about it last. No, Abegu spoke to me about it.
I know, but
and he was saying
he will invite your team next time.
He wanted me to, if I have the time to come and then see how it is.
But don't say that.
The problem is that there's no problem here. I can give them the benefit of the doubt, but you don't work with me on a daily basis and you invite visionaries. You don't invite my team.
I understand.
I said here on record, and I'm sorry.
This guy. Anyway, Abeku, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rich. We hope that you guys will have a good tourney. I mean, look, I'm always happy when we are working with like younger guys, 16, 19, and if you are like bringing scouts from Chelsea and Ajax, I know that these people will be like probably like legit players, legit ages and stuff like that. So I wish you guys all the best in this particular competition. If you are in Cape Coast, like Abeku said, go out there, go and watch. If you have any interest, you can probably end up forming a business partner. You never know. Real Betis and Chelsea scouts and things are coming to town, so take advantage of it. Let's do some quick shout outs before we leave the show.
Okay, so I start with mine.
Yeah, please start.
My former boss TD, you said you're watching. Dr. Martin Engman, hello. It's good to know you are watching.
Nice.
You were great with the Black Stars. I never forget. Ismail, thank you for watching, and all the other guys who have sent me a message. I'm glad that you could join the best sports show in the country.
Yeah.
Always listen.
Thank you.
I have a greetings from one of the most respected doctors I have ever come across. Dr. Yurinchi. And he says I should tell Abeku, I should tell Ben, I should tell you, Ben, Nathan Kwao Sosu, that he extends his greetings, and this is a program that
we take him.
He never missed.
We take him.
And he's always been in sync with the program. So Doc, I have delivered the message.
He even messaged me today, actually.
That's right.
Great guy, great.
Yeah,
guy.
we take fantastic.
He's mentioned the youth in robotics and stuff.
Charlie, he's a big man. I had a chance to teach his children, and I'm so proud of them, Charlie. Proper chemistry, proper medical thing, Charlie. They are blessed. Now, my last shout out goes to my friend, my mate, who is all the way in the United States of America, Alex Kamasa, aka Agabus. No more Agabus. No more Agabus. No more Ajobo.
Oh, Charlie.
She handle the Akeshin blow nyamba. Sako ani bulaban.
Akeshi blow
nyamba. Agabus. Kemo wifey, Mariam, Mrs. Kamasa, that Coach Chris says hi. I love you guys. I miss you guys.
Hey, Charlie.
Hopefully, I'll come and visit. It's been a while though since I left, but I'll come and visit. That is why Utuado will have to be sacked, because you can't compromise on the World Cup. With or without the Black Stars, I'll be in America to go and. It's part of the shadow. My friend is listening.
It's okay.
Utuado will have to be sacked because, you see, I cannot be in America, God willing, next year and go and watch other country play. No more.
Fair.
And I don't watch. What I mean, no more Agabos. You find your solia.
Thank you very much.
Rich, I have a shout out. So I met a guy during the week. He's called Kingsley. He said that his wife is a big fan of Coach Nim.
What is the name of the wife?
Oh, he didn't say. But Kingsley, we've been chilling a bit this week. So just shout out to you, and of course shout out to your lovely wife.
Beautiful wife.
Big fan of the shows. Just
give her a shout out.
I mean, Akusia Sugar says, she wants a shout out from the team, so we say
big shout out
today. Sugar do me dirty.
But I come to give her a shout out.
She's a stakeholder.
No, that's my daughter right there.
Okay. Anyway, me, I'm giving shout out to
sugar.
Like I'm saying, I was at Stanchart today this week. They are big fans of Panorama.
Charlie.
The YouTuber is doing things for the show. They are really keeping up.
Stanchart.
Yeah, Charlie. So Derek Cadman, the head office.
Number one of these days, I'll storm there.
Yeah, you should. They are big fans. If I had gone there with you, like we can't leave the place.
So
I'm telling you, if I had gone there with you, like we can't leave the place. So big shout out to all the people there, Mr. Cadman, Derek, all the guys. Charlie, why you now? Tomorrow they are up with their stuff at GIS. There's a little Anfield Cup going on, so I will be there too. Yeah, I'll be there to go and flash the pan real quick. But thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Susu. Thank you, Vero. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Coach Nimli Abeku, and everybody. Thanks to all of you guys who texted into the show. Thanks to you guys who watched on YouTube. We apologize for the earlier sound hitches that we had on the show. We will re-edit the show and repackage it. You'll have it on YouTube so you can watch the full thing. We'll also have it on Spotify as soon as we can, so those of you can also watch from there as well. Tomorrow will come your way with the Premier League show, probably brought to us by Twisco, by Kingdom Real Estate Limited, and then Royal Kingdom Estate Limited, and then also Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. Until then, we'll say bye-bye here on Sports Panorama. We'll catch you later tomorrow on the Premier League.